Have you ever noticed how the more you beg, the less people respect you? The more you explain yourself, the more they misunderstand you. The more you ask for attention, the more they ignore you. Be honest. Have you ever sent that long message trying to explain how you feel, and they reply with just okay? Have you ever begged someone to stay, to listen, to care, and it is only pushed them further away? If that has ever happened to you, then for the next 3 days, I want you to try something powerful. Don't beg, don't ask, don't explain. Just do this instead. Let me tell you a story. There was a young woman who always trying to prove herself in her relationship. She kept asking, "Are you sure you love me?" At work, she kept explaining why she deserved respect. With friends, she kept begging to be included. One day, she got tired. Not angry, just tired. She decided that for 3 days, she would stop chasing validation. She would stop defending herself unnecessarily. She would stop asking people to treat her well. Instead, she focused on her action. She showed up differently. She spoke less, but with confidence. She worked harder, but without announcing it. She stopped over-explaining her boundaries. She gave space instead of pressure. And something strange happened. People started adjusting. Why? Because energy changes when desperation disappears. Now let's break this down slowly. When you beg, you lower your value. Begging says, "I need you to survive." Confidence says, "I choose you, but I can stand alone." When you constantly ask for reassurance, approval, or validation, you unconsciously teach people that you don't see your own worth. For the next 3 days, stop asking people to confirm what you already know. If someone loves you, you will see it. If someone respects you, you will feel it. If someone values you, you won't have to beg for it. Now let's talk about explaining. Over-explaining is often a sign of fear. Fear of being misunderstood. Fear of being rejected. Fear of being seen as wrong. So you write long paragraphs. You defend every action. You try to clear every small doubt. But here is the truth. People who want to misunderstand you will still misunderstand you, no matter how well you explain. For the next 3 days, say what you need to say clearly and briefly. "I'm not comfortable with that. I can't make it. I disagree." And stop there. Let your silence carry confidence. Now, what should you do instead? Shift your focus from convincing people to improving yourself. Instead of begging for attention, invest in yourself. Dress well, work out, read, pray, build your skills, improve your mindset. Instead of asking why they are distant, create space and watch their efforts. Instead of explaining why you deserve respect, act in a way that demands it naturally. When you stop chasing, you start attracting. But this is not about playing games. It's about self-control. For 3 days, don't double test. Don't send long emotional explanations. Don't ask, "Why are you acting like this?" Don't beg someone to call you. Just observe. You will learn more in silence than in desperation. And here is something powerful most people don't realize. When you remove pressure, the truth reveals itself. If they care, they will step up. If they don't, they will fade. Either way, you gain clarity. Let me be honest with you. This is not easy. Silence feels uncomfortable at first. You may feel anxious. You may try to reach out. You may feel like you are losing control. That feeling is withdrawal from validation. You are used to fixing everything with words. Now you are fixing it with discipline. And discipline is quiet. By day 2, something begins to change inside you. You start noticing how often you were overgiving, how often you were trying too hard, how often energy you were spending on people who were barely investing. You begin to feel stronger, not louder, not rude, just stronger. By day 3, you will understand something clearly. The right people don't need to be begged. The right opportunities don't need to be forced. The right relationships don't acquire constant explanation. And if something collapsed because you stopped begging, it was already weak. But there is one important part of this challenge that many people miss. You must replace begging with self-respect. You must replace asking with action. You must replace explaining with boundaries. Because silence without growth is just pride. But silence with growth is power. Now let's talk about final mindset. You must be okay with outcomes. That is the part nobody talks about. When you stop begging, when you stop asking, when you stop over-explaining, some people may step closer and some people may step away. You must be emotionally prepared for both. Because if you are only doing this to keep someone, you will panic the moment they become distant. You will go back to chasing. You will break your own boundary. Real confidence says, I prefer you in my life, but I do not need to beg you to stay. That mindset changes everything. Let me say something gently. You cannot lose what is truly aligned with you. If someone only stays because you constantly convince them, that is not stability. That is maintenance. And maintenance without mutual effort is exhausting. Healthy relationships does not require constant persuasion. Now, this does not mean you should never communicate. Communication is important. Clarity is healthy. Expressing your feelings is mature. But there is difference between expressing and pleading. Express once, clearly. If it matters to them, they will respond accordingly. If they don't, you have your answers. For these 3 days, focus on 3 things: self-control, self-respect, self-improvement. Notice how powerful you feel when you don't react immediately. Notice how strong you feel when you resist the urge to send that extra message. Notice how peaceful you feel when you stop explaining yourself to people who have already decided not to understand you. Strength is built in moments of restraint. And here is the wise truth I want you to remember. The right people does not need to be chased. The right doors do not need to be forced. The right opportunities do not require begging. They require preparation. So instead of asking, why are they not choosing me? Ask yourself, am I choosing myself? Instead of explaining your worth, build it quietly. Instead of begging attention, create a life that commands it naturally. And if after 3 days you realize someone made no effort, no adjustments, no sign of care, don't see it as rejection. See it as information. Information saves you time. Information protects your energy. Information helps you move forward with clarity. Let your silence teach you. Let your discipline strengthen you. Let your growth speak for you. Try this sincerely for 3 days. Not with ego, not with attitude, but with calm confidence. And watch how your mindset shifts. Respect yourself enough to stop over chasing. Value yourself enough to stop over explaining. Trust yourself enough to stop over begging. Because the moment you start standing firm in your words, everything around you begins to adjust. And even if the world does not adjust immediately, you will. And that is where real power is.